What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Today, this is going to be covering the 15-star difficulty, and these teams are definitely going to change as we progress forward through the event, as we discover new teams, new synergies, and ways to do even more damage than what we are already doing. So the teams in this video are still pretty solid, honestly. They do a lot of damage, and obviously you got to work with your alliance to make sure that you can do enough damage to kill these bosses, secure more tickets, to go ahead and get more rewards, obviously, and rank up against the opposing alliances. This first team I did talk about, or all the teams I'm pretty sure here, except for maybe one of them. I have been building teams with Karissa on the side, and we figured out a different team for versus Int, and you guys will be seeing that in just a moment. But this team here is really solid, but it's not my favorite team ever, to be honest, because we are still abusing a super tandem from the free-to-play lead performers, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, and we are using Perispera on the team, which doesn't really help in terms of damage potential, because it does screw up the order of attacks, because obviously with the way that it works, it would be nice to get, the Super 10 to activate and then Kaido to activate, just to do as much damage as possible. But then you got Perispera, who doesn't really receive a lot of bonuses from all of the stuff here, so it's a bit of a janky team, but all things considered, it does still do a hell of a lot of damage, that's for damn sure. So I'll use it initially until we'll obviously work with my alliance to make sure that we can build a little bit different teams to do even more damage against the opponent. But overall, so far, this is really nice, and it's really good because, if you don't even have Big Mom or Kaido, if you've only got one of them, you can just run one as one of them and then have the other one be your friend captain. And it is ideal to have Big Mom as one of your captains so you can abuse the EX Super to provide color affinity boosts. But either way, a really fun team and does a hell of a lot of damage. The secondary team here is the one that Karissa and I took in building, as we wanted to abuse Nami this time around. And the really cool thing is there's really good synergy between Gear 5 Luffy and Nami when you move on to Stage 2. Because what happens is that if you just stall one turn on Stage 2, then the enemy gives you paralysis and special reverse, and the captains of Nami and Luffy resist both of those debuffs completely, which is fantastic for us, as we don't even have to kill Stage 2 at all. Stage 2 is really annoying to deal with because of the barrier that's on the enemy side of the field, and the reason why we want to use the 6-star Luffy for this quest is because if you do a damage dealing special on the opponent on Stage 3, they do 150,000 fixed damage to your crew, which will instantly kill you in a lot of cases. So there's not a lot of ways that you can reduce that damage, and what will happen is Luffy will allow us to revive, and not only does it revive us, but it puts us at full HP, which means that we can fully abuse the Rush Sugo special of Gear 5. So this is a really nice combination here. We get the double conditional boost with Nami and Robin, good chain buffs with Sanji. We also have Law and Kid, which can also provide a super tandem, but they're mainly here because they're a high statted character, but also provide a very good attack boost. And then Yamato is really good too, because she can apply the increased damage taken to the opponent, and she has Hunger, which is something that you do need to remove on the enemy side of the field. But one thing that is important is the order of your specials, because the ideal scenario here is to use the EX Super of Luffy to make Sai and recovery slots become a 3x multiplier, but you don't really want to abuse Wano slots in that case. So using Yamato's special at the right time is very key, and also making sure that you use Nami's super type special to give herself a tandem slot is also very, very key. So making sure that you apply the specials in the right order will make sure that you can do even more damage, because if we had Wano slots and then like one tandem slot, yes, we would still do very good damage, but we can do even more due to the EX special of Gear 5 Luffy. So this is an exceptional team, and we'll see how things progress moving forward into the future.
ジェルマにはならねえ。
どナミウェザーエット出てく逃がさない任せてよ行くわよエースを思い出す
And then moving on to this team here, which is the team that I showcased in my preparation video a couple of days ago. Now, the only real issue with me in terms of this team is that I don't have very high levels at all for Zora or for Lawton Kid, which means that if I was to have those characters at max super tandem, then we could actually abuse a super tandem in this case through using the Straw Hats and then Lawton Kid. To get a huge buff for Gear 5 Luffy. Unfortunately, that is unable to work because I don't have, you know, a really high level Lawton Kid, and it is required because that's why we're using Big Mom on this team, because Big Mom only works when your captain is powerhouse or driven. And, you know, people may say, well, why don't you use Nico Robin? Well, what happens is that if you use a cerebral character on your crew, they get 99 turns of special bind on stage 2. So this fight, they have gone out of their way to ensure that people are not abusing Super Sugo Fest exclusive Robin. We can obviously circumvent this issue by using Big Mom, but it does require that driven powerhouse captain, which Lawton Kid can provide. Also with this team is that we are abusing one of every type on the crew, so that we can have rainbow damage with Gear 5 Luffy, as we see the first character in the game, the first boss in the game, to have a multi-typed health bar, where the first 50% of the health bar is strength, the second 50% is quick. I wonder if it scales, you know, if you only do a little bit of damage, will it automatically scale? Or that if you get the boss below 50%, the boss will be permanently quick. If that is the case, then people may apply certain strategies to ensure that they can, you know, do lots of damage versus strength, and then potentially not as much versus quick. We'll have to wait and see how it actually works. But either way, Gear 5 Luffy does do a lot of damage, as he is super effective against all types with that Rush Sugo special. And you'll see that this damage is really good, or really solid, and we're not even abusing a super tandem. So just think, if you can actually build an optimal team with a super tandem with everything that we have here, the damage will only go even further beyond. But that is going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
もう少し戦えそうだ